Oh, you have arrived. As unobtrusive as ever. Good evening. May I offer you some coffee? Some tea, perhaps? Gladly. Have you been well today? I am very pleased to hear that. Of course. What is it? Yes, we are alone. Mr. Yagami and the other members left around 2 hours ago. Is your general carefulness the reason for your question? Or do you have something in mind that should remain between you and me? I see. Some of the task force members should be a little more like you. The case, yes. I would like to talk about an idea I had, but I would need another rational head I am counting on to validate its potential. Yours would be predestined to do so. I would suggest that I share the observations I have made with you so that you can draw your conclusions from them. If you come to the same realizations as I have, it would clearly confirm my interpretations, but maybe you will come up with other solutions that I can then ponder further. Whatever the outcome, this conversation will be a great help to me. I hope that's okay with you. Do you agree with it? I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, according to the latest findings, Kira seems to have access to the police data. How do you think I came up with this supposition? You have more than one idea? No, seeing more possible scenarios is definitely not a problem. Quite the opposite. That is even better. It's not uncommon for a juxtaposition of theories to lead to the solution of the enigma. Therefore, it would be convenient if you start outlining your thoughts. That's interesting. When I told the others that I'm certain that Kira has access to the police databases, they assumed that my indication was based on missing or deleted data. How else could L come to such a conclusion? That was what they said in agreement. But that's where your objection comes in, which I also voiced to the others. Kira would never do that. He would leave no traces in the data that would indicate his access. So this theory can be ruled out, as you have just done correctly. Now I'm curious to hear about your other idea. Yes, of course. Asking questions is allowed. It's desired even. What is it you're thinking about? You wonder if there was something different about Kira's actions lately? Your focused questions show me that you're going through the same thought processes as I am. That's really relieving and, at the same time, very exciting to see. To give you the answer, yes, Kira's behavior has changed. What exactly do you think has changed about him? Astonishing. Yes, that's exactly what I think as well. Above all, the April manner in which Kira adjusted his timings of killing reveals that he perceived our suspicion of him being a student. He probably wanted to get rid of this suspicion quickly because this factor immensely limits the possible circle of perpetrators. But his immediate reaction was too hasty, which made it conspicuous. It's too late, Kira. You made another mistake. However, by doing so, he only drew more attention to himself, which just makes the student thesis more likely. This also results in something even more obvious, which is... You got it, exactly. Kira has demonstrated, intentionally or not, that he can determine the times of death himself. Utterly interesting, isn't it? The way Kira fell for the stunt with Lynn Taylor. The way he does exactly what he thinks is necessary to undermine our student thesis after we mentioned it in our data. Both times Kira reacts impulsively. showing us his true colors. The profile we are looking for is becoming increasingly clear. He thinks he is the judgment, but once off balance, his childlike nature shows. In my understanding, this is another indication of his young age, which further reinforces the student thesis. I suppose that Kira has pointed out where we will find him, among members of the Japanese police who have children needing to fit in with the schedule of school or university. So much for where we are at the moment. The fact that you have come to the same conclusions as I have greatly strengthens my convictions. One of the task force members said that was totally far-fetched. You are proof that it's not. He is simply unable to think abstractly and deduce from logic, as it seems. That idiot. Anyways, I am unsure of how to proceed. An investigation within our own ranks will be necessary. Kira is hiding somewhere there. And now that you're here, I'm depending on your expertise. What are your thoughts on an internal operation? Interesting. I think your concern that this could cause a tense relationship between the police and myself is very valid. Keeping in mind the way human interaction seems to work, they might interpret being investigated as a form of missing trust or integrity. And now that you say it, it totally makes sense that this is exactly what Kira would want. He would keep me up working on earning the officer's trust again instead of chasing him. This would buy him time. I guess we both see that I don't have another chance than to investigate the task force. But your concerns will help me to pay even closer attention to the details that are needed to success. This will help me to foresee their reactions and in turn explain. You ask if you can assist any further? No, I guess your input and thoughts regarding that already helped me a lot. But now you really owned yourself this delicious piece of strawberry cake. Come on, take it. I should take it. Are you sure you don't want it? Not that I mind, but I'd want to give something back for all your help and input. Do you have anything in mind I could do for you? Yes, it can be anything you want. You're allowed to get creative. Oh, you want me to make you part of the task force? No, it's just that I thought of a less serious favor to be exact. Like playing a round of chess or other things. Bad at losing? An over-analytical player, you say? What I think is that you're making up excuses because you are afraid of losing against me. But seriously, let me come back to your wish. That I offered you to wish for anything you'd want and your first impulse is to think of the case is strongly speaking for you. You really seem to take the case as seriously as I do. But, as much as I would like to arrange your joining, I'm afraid I, can't do that. Stop that. You heard me. Listen, I said I can't do that. Did I really use that tone on you? I guess I need to apologize to you. That was disrespectful of me. Like you can see the topic of you joining our task force. That likes some special reactions from me. Please, let me explain. This might sound a bit surprising to you, but, may I take your hand? Yes? Thank you. You feel so warm and soft against me. Mine are cold because what I want to talk to you about really gets to me and makes me nervous. I hope our difference in temperature doesn't make you change your mind. I'm glad to hear. Thank you. To already say as much, I don't have rational reasons that speak against you joining us. Quite the opposite, to be exact. The facts almost forced me to finally invite you, but there are other thoughts that I have never had before which prevent me from doing so. Like I said, I really want you to join our task force so we don't have to hide our cooperation and also our chemistry. Furthermore, it is without question that your immense perspicacity would be a great asset to the team. I often see myself remembering our discussions and exchanges on different actions I, as the Detective L, should take or rather not. You were the only one who really discussed things with me. You never shied away from letting me know when you thought methods were not optimal and why. I really value you and your opinion. But, well, that's a lot harder to say than I would have anticipated. I care for you. I really do. As for my feelings for you, they are incomparable to what I'm used to. I think about your safety every day. Whenever I hear you sitting down next to me as soon as it's 10 p.m., I am relieved you are alive. If you join our task force, I'm afraid keeping you safe would become my priority. Like a distraction from the case. Even though I would have to worry least about your safety because of your thoroughness, I would think about it most of all. I simply can't let Kira unravel that you're so important to me. That would set our both lives at immense danger. I hope I was able to make it clear to you why I'm reluctant to let you join the task force. Thank you. I knew you would understand. Yes, you're still allowed to voice your wish. Let me get up to get my chessboard. This will convince you to... I won't be able to get the board when you keep holding onto my wrist like that. Are you that averse to it? Why are you laughing at me? What do you mean, missing all the signs? I can't quite follow. You want me to sit back down and close my eyes? That's a rather simple task to perform, though I fail to see how this brings any pleasure to you if I... Now it's becoming clearer to me which signs you were referring to. Would you let me come a bit closer to you? Your lips are fuller than mine, and they have these fine lines which I felt on my own when we kissed. They feel even softer than I have anticipated. By the way, I have read in the medical paper that lips don't contain sweat glands and only a few sebaceous ones. As a result, they don't produce the hydrolipid film, which normally is a protective layer of sweat and sebum that... I'm being over-analytical again, you say? You don't even know what I was about to say about your lips and in what way Only one person has this phone's number, and he won't hang up until I answer. Sorry, I have to take this. Good evening. If I remember correctly, I told you to only use this phone
In emergencies, yes indeed. I have tried to reach you by alarm several times. The system seems to be intact. Haven't you heard it?
What? The notification? No, that can't be. Wait, you're right. Apologies.
Ryuzaki, you should take a look at this issue. It seems critical.
Understood. I'll join you in the control room in a minute.
That would be preferable, yes.
Thanks for letting me know.
No bother at all, sir.
You heard him, I assume. I'm sorry that I have to let our meeting end like this. According to the alert messages, there seems to be an issue with our cybersecurity, which I shouldn't ignore. But I guess in 23 hours, we will be at the exact same spot. And then we should take a break from the case to pick up where we left off. I might even be able to make it up to you for having to rush you out of the door so suddenly. How does that sound to you? I'm afraid you would need to wait until tomorrow to see what I can mean by that. I'm looking forward to it already.